Alrighty, we should be live. So welcome in today. We are doing a morning stream, which is not my usual style, but I decided today I've got a lot of stuff that I need to take care of. So that is what we are doing. So as we left off last time, on this, finishing up this data fetching in React. And then we have the React styling lesson. And then the shopping cart project, which hopefully we will start at the end of the stream, or before the end of the stream, I should say. So without further ado, let's get going. So we did this laying out, we did this copying here. Actually want to okay, fetching with bigger components. Yo, Jill, how's it going? Oh wait, this is not gonna work. I'll just type this out manually. Using our custom link below. Today you were too early, so you're free to join. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Jay. Yeah, I have some stuff I have to take care of this afternoon, and I did not want to miss today's stream, so I was like, screw it, I'll do it in the morning. I'm not usually a morning person, but I am busy and I didn't want to miss another day, so morning it is. Okay. But yeah, no, hopefully I can do more morning streams. Usually I'm not up for it Saturday morning, but today I was feeling it, so. When waiting for data. I would copy paste this, but oops. Okay. And then exactly same code for the issue, only it will render comments component after loading. Okay. It's interesting how it doesn't like, oh, because I need to put this above the return. My bad. Whoops. There we go. How's it going, Abdu? Welcome. Get issue, and then return. H3 data title. And a paragraph. Very notes person, yeah. Want to show me something next break? Yeah, sounds good, Abdu. Send it to the stream chat in Discord, as usual. I'll take a look. I would use docs instead. I like using notes though, Jill, because it helps me learn as a reference for later. That's just my personal style. I would copy paste this, but the copy paste formatting is not ideal for this. Yeah, like it puts everything into a comment. I don't feel like, or it puts everything onto one line actually is what it does. So I could do this. There we go. And then like this. We've got our return here. And then we got our issue. And then we're missing the closing bracket for that. Agree, it makes you think when make notes. Yeah, exactly. That's just my personal style. But you know, and people can learn however they want, right? So yeah. Boom, done. Check out the implementation. What we did here is implement classic waterfall. Sidebar, fetch, sidebar, then fetch the issue, then fetch the comment. Right? Remember the React lifecycle part, only components that are actually rendered, returned will be mounted, rendered, and as a result will trigger use effects. And then we'll do how to solve. Okay. First and easiest solution is to put all the data fetching requests in the render tree. Put all data fetching inside of the shared parents. And then pass data down to children as props. Can use, okay, so promise dot all fetches data in parallel, which is interesting. Because if I did it this way with an async and then 3 awaits, then this is concurrent, right? Or not concurrent, sorry, sequential or serial to fetch in parallel. So like, if I do this, then okay, that's a freaking mess. Sidebars, await promise, all fetch. Okay. Fetches in parallel. Pass down children's props. Parallel promises solution. Fetching actually will not solve the problem, core problem. And that was like in a use effect. It was like this, I think. Okay. What if we don't want to wait for them all? Okay, so this waits for all of them. Good, but has to wait for, but the slowest. All are bottlenecked by the slowest. Fetch. Okay. Comments of the slowest links important page. Of course, we just need to transform this fetch from async await to proper old-fashioned promises. Right. Transform to fetch.thens. Cool. Now every fetch request is fired in parallel but resolved independently. Okay, and I can probably leave this. Allows sidebar and issue to be rendered before the comments appear. Fetch parallel, but I think it's parallel, right? So. Wait for them independently. Allow modules faster, because yeah, faster data. There we go. I was still assuming a sequentially fetching, but that's not true necessarily. The comments might appear first. Here's a re-render of the parent, considering that it's happening at the top of the app. Okay. Data providers. You are so amazing. I appreciate that. Okay. This is for me to go over, but for some reason I don't like it. Appreciate that, Coco. You don't like what? Jay. You don't like this lesson? I can like, if you're not liking this, I can like stop it and move on to the next lesson. Oh, the thought. Oh, then. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the lesson. I was kind of confused for a second. I was like, I can like stop it. If it's not like, yeah, dot then. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of weird. The voice. No, you're learning. Okay, cool. All right. Cause so am I. The voice. I do have probably morning voice a little bit, maybe. I don't know what you're referring to there, Abdu. Lifting data, loading up. Variable for app. Okay. Data provider here would just be abstraction around data fetching that gives the ability to fetch data all in one place. Okay, yeah. So fetch data all in one place. And then it can, and then allow access all cross app from this data provider, right? Like a mini caching layer. Cool. Comments data provider. Export const to use comments. Oh, there's a context. Okay, cool. And then that context is accessed where? Well, I guess this would be the same for use sidebar and use issue. Use comments, yeah. Might just leave this here. I'm not gonna bother copy pasting it. Uses context to pass data to app. Wait, but is this like nested yeah, see, this is interesting. You have these like 3 nested contexts, which I don't know. I guess that makes sense because you're not exporting the context necessarily. You're exporting a anonymous function that sets the context to be used. Which is weird. So you're only using, like, so for example, like let's say this is like use sidebar or something, and then you have this anonymous function that runs this use context. I guess that context is only used in the assignment of this variable, and then the context is kind of trashed. Whereas if you put use context like at the higher level, or like within at the top level of the component declaration, the context would be used all the time. Whereas here, I think it's just used for the assignment, because this is just like I think, I'm not 100% sure, because I know it's true that you can only have one context per component. At least I think. Unless maybe you have nested contexts. I don't know. I still am not 100% on that. Okay. Exactly the same concept will work with any state management solution. What if I fetch data? What if data is fetched before React? What does that even mean? Take a look at our comments component for the time. Yeah. What is fetch get comments? It's nothing more than just a promise. Oh, interesting. Can move fetch outside of the component to remove it from React lifecycle entirely. Then accessed inside the component using await in case the data is not ready. That's cool. However, this is not recommended because of browser limitations with fetching. Used to take notes like that, but I found that I never open those notes again. I actually do SVN. I actually have them open when I'm coding, so I find them useful, but that's just me. I have looked at them again. I have them as a secondary reference on top of documentation when I'm actually writing when I am making projects. I was also in school for like 7 years after high school, so I'm like a seasoned note taker at this point. Okay, let's see. Remember browser limitation? Yeah. Okay, six requests in parallel. The next will queue. Okay, yeah. So components that fetch data, that heavily fetch data, but are not rendered often will cause a bottleneck on performance. It also just like some of this stuff too, like this comment here, even if I don't really read this exact comment again, it helps me understand what I'm reading as I'm going. So that's like the other benefit of note taking, at least for this complicated stuff. I used to not, I wasn't taking notes for the easier content, like when I was still in HTML. Like if you go back to my early streams on my channel, like from the beginning of this journey, I wasn't really taking notes, but that was because like the content was like really simple. Okay. There are only 2 legit use cases that I can think of with this pattern. Prefetching of some critical resources at the router level and prefetching data. 2 legit use cases. Prefetch some critical resources at router level. Prefetch data, lazy loaded components. What's a lazy loaded component? Lazy loaded component. Defer loading components code until it's rendered for the first time. Ah, okay, I see. Defer components code until it is rendered. I thought that's how that worked anyway, though. I don't know. That's kind of weird. What if I use libraries for data fetching? Probably won't take comprehensive notes here. Suspense a library? Okay, no, I'll just wait. Up until now, all code examples you've been using the native fetch. This is on purpose. I wanted to show the fundamental data fetching. Regardless of any library you use or want to use, the principal waterfalls, React independent libraries. Okay. Libraries do not fix the issues discussed. They just abstract the use with fetch pattern that can be verbose. They make code simpler to read and write, but do not necessarily address the above issues. Okay. Suspense. All the suspense. Lets you display a fallback until its children finish loading. Ah, okay, I see. Cool. All right, let's take a break. First 5-minute break of the day. I'm gonna do 5 palmos today. I would do 6, but I got some stuff to do. Oh yeah. Right, sorry Abdu, I forgot. I'll check Discord right now. Stream chat. Oh, did you post it in the Discord, Abdu? I don't see it here. Or did you DM it to me? I don't see it in the Discord. But I'm happy to check it out right now. I just did slip my mind. Stream chat? Yeah. I don't see it in the stream chat. Unless I'm tripping. Oh, yeah, okay. It says you're typing now. There we go. Cool. All right, let's check this out. Yeah, I got you, Abdu. All right, so let's see. I'm just going to move this over to here so we can do a full... Hello, Nebula. This looks great. The only thing that I noticed right off the bat, at least in this main view, is I think this nav is slightly off-center. It's a practical work for web module. That's cool. That's awesome, dude. This looks great, dude. Like the one thing that I can see right off the bat is this looks slightly off-center. So maybe it's just like an alignment thing, because you would want the nav ideally to be like right down the middle, right? Or like centered down the middle. These cards are cool. I like this hover effect. I like the little animation you put on that button. That looks cool. Maybe a little bit of padding on this bottom copyright or something. Check mobile screen. Yeah, I will. Let's check mobile. Let me see these tabs first. I'm just going to check the tabs. Looks cool. You want to be a programmer? Well, you've come to the right place, Nebula. This is cool. So this is kind of like giving you the pathway of like what you're going to learn. That's really cool. Modules. And then these are like the different levels, I guess, right? Cool. Oh, currently not available. That's okay. Cool. All right. I'll check out the mobile view. Let's go to iPhone 14 Pro Max. Let's go to home page. This looks good. 7,000 students, 6 faculties. Ooh, I like this animation here. That's really good. That's really cool. Yeah, the mobile view looks very clean. Very clean. And let's just check out like the modules section. Looks good. Network security. You'd speed up the intro animations. Fair enough. Okay, so only L2 is available here. That's cool. And then you could do contacts. Very cool. And then I'm assuming there's no back end hooked up to this, right? It's just probably empty, but that's cool. Let's see the faculties. These animations are good. I feel like these are fast enough, but that's just my opinion. Yes, no backend. Yeah, I didn't think so. That's awesome. This looks great. The only thing I would suggest is on the desktop view to have this. Well, you could say what Jay said and speed up the animations a little, and then have this nav bar be centered. Because if I go back to this and then I go to, let's go to like here or something. You can probably, like, let's see what this div is. Yeah, okay, so you have a flex on this nav, right? But what you might want to do is you might want to put, see how it's slightly off center? I'm just trying to think about how you would do that. How you would fix that. Because you've got like an equal gap between here and join and here and this title, right? It works very well. So I agree, Abdu. Yeah, it's just that one thing. Maybe you could move it out of this flex and then put it in its own flex. You could put the nav in its own flex here. Or something like that. Or you could even flex it. I don't know. You could play around with it. But that's the one thing I have to say. You know what app that can help me learn programming? Well, what I use, Nebula, is I use something called the Odin Project, which is a free and open source web development curriculum that you can get online. And so that's where I learned how to code. But you can also use Free Code Camp, you know, YouTube tutorials. There's a bunch of resources you can use. You can look at my prior streams to see how I started. You can kind of follow along with my journey if you'd like, or, you know, there's many ways to learn how to code. So, all right. Yeah, no worries, Nebula. We also do little, as you saw there, like, Abdu's, you know, an eager learner, and he likes to show off his stuff. So I don't mind if you've built something and you want to show it off on my stream. I don't mind taking a look at it on my breaks. So that's also cool as well. Not a lot of streamers do that freely. I find they're kind of very. This isn't, you know, no problem, Abdu. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. A lot of streamers, though, don't do that. So that's a unique part of my stream. I am happy to showcase people's work and see what they've done and give them encouragement and feedback. Yeah, exactly. That's a good tip, SVN. You hope the teacher. I think they will. I think they will, Abdu. I think you're well on your way to getting a good grade. Okay, let's see. The data fetching in React story without at least mentioning suspense. Still flagged as experimental. When was this written? 2022. Okay, so it might be out of the experimental phase at this point, right? Suspension is a really fancy, clever way of replace fiddling with loading states. Okay. Suspense. React built-in component. I guess it's a built-in component. React wrapper. Abstracts having to manually handle loading state in components that are awaiting data. It's your first time to talk to a streamer? Well, I appreciate that, Nebula. I'm glad that you felt comfortable to chat. But you know, I'm here anytime, man. Okay. So let's see. All right, so that's the end of that. Okay, so that's the end of this article. Okay, so main takeaways. Libraries. Just abstract having to write verbose fetch do not help with waterfall issues. Performance is subjective and based on UX. Or it depends on UX. It just doesn't matter. Browser resources are limited. E.g. only max 6 fetches. 6 concurrent fetches. Brothers learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript can earn you money. What do you mean, crazy? Actually learning React, which I guess is kind of an extension of JavaScript anyway, or it's a library on top of JavaScript. Use effect does not cause waterfalls in itself. Waterfalls are natural consequence of composition. Loading. Like front-end development? Yeah, I mean, the goal isn't necessarily money right away, crazy. I already have a job. I'm doing this like half for my own interest. I eventually maybe want to pivot into development someday, but this is just my own journey. I'm not trying to speedrun a job or anything. If I was, I probably wouldn't be going about it this way. Or maybe I would, but I'd be taking it a lot more seriously, maybe. Is there scope for front-end developer? I honestly don't know. I'm learning full stack, so I figure learning front-end and back-end is important. So I'm taking the time to learn front-end. Even if I don't necessarily need it directly for a job, or I won't be using it all that often, I'll still do it for myself and for to have a broader understanding of the web development scene when I eventually, hopefully, do start applying to places. So, no, the goal isn't to be a front-end developer necessarily. I'm just learning it for the sake of learning it, for the most part. Okay. So this is complete. So we got styling React applications. That's the next topic. I don't think I'm gonna probably write a lot of notes here. Because like I think I've already kind of done all this stuff, right? Like we were doing the, what was it, the components for the SVGs. Was it Lucide? Yeah, these icons. So we've already kind of worked with this before. Regular CSS is the simplest way to style. Okay, whatever. CSS and JavaScript. Style components. You mastered the front end, want a job. What should I do? Any advice? Well, I mean, for what it's worth, crazy, I would you know, check out your local job market wherever you're at and see what's being posted and just apply. And if there's nothing in front end, then maybe you should pivot to a different maybe back end, maybe try learning back end, because the thing is, I don't know, and this is just me being kind of naive, I don't know, but I don't know how much demand there is for just front end. I know there's still demand for full stack. So what you could do is, if you want to be full stack, you could you know, take on some back end and you know, try and make your skill set more versatile. That would be what I would do, but I'm not actually looking for a job right now. I already have a job that I do 9 to 5, so not currently looking for one. So maybe I'm not the best to ask for that case. I've never seen this before. Style components. What is this? Is this just like a component library? Oh, you put like CSS like in this thing. Ew. And then you set it to like some sort of like, why would you do that's kind of nasty. I don't know about that. Definitely look at style components. Okay. I don't know about this. Like, so the CSS is written directly in the declaration of the component. Just doing it for a hobby? For the, like, half crazy. I'm doing it for hobby for now, but I eventually do want to make a career pivot, but I'm nowhere near that point yet. So, like, I'm not in any rush to get a job, I should say. So for right now, I guess it is, for all intents and purposes, it is just a hobby. Let's see this. I might write so, well, actually I probably don't need to. Stock components is the result of wondering how we could enhance CSS for styling React components. Automatic critical CSS, no class name issues, easier deletion. Oh, style dot and then the tag. Or could you put like a component here too? I'm assuming you could. But why wouldn't I just use like Tailwind or something? I don't know. I feel like Tailwind is easier than this. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Adapting based on props. You can pass a function interpolations to a style components template. React server components. Each unique interpolation result produces a separate CSS rule. Okay, let's see. Oh, and then you can put like a rule here. There's a Tailwind plugin to use Tailwind and style components. Interesting. Componentizing styles. Okay, yeah. I kind of see what you're saying. But like, okay. So you're this button here, right? This button is essentially a style component. Then okay. But then what if you wanted to like attach one of these to an actual component? Or do you do style dot and then the component name? Oh, you can extend here. Okay, so you can do like styled and button here. So you can base it off of. That's kind of cool. But could you put like style dot and then some custom component? Yeah, okay. Props, children. Ooh, I'm getting some like. Okay, you guys can't hear this, but my headphone, my left ear is starting to crackle, and I think the ANC is dying on this headphone, on this pair of headphones. I've had this pair of headphones for like 4 years. You have a Discord? Yes, I do. I do indeed. You can join right here if you're curious. So I might need a new pair of headphones at some point. Because I've had these since like 2022 or 2021 even maybe. And they're starting to go, I think. Anyway, I digress. But that's gonna be, I can't afford that right now. That's gonna be a later purchase. Oh, I noticed a buzz every time you typed. I thought it was interference from keyboard. No, okay, so that's different. That's from the microphone, I think, but I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of the buzz on the microphone. Like, there's some noise, but I don't know how to fix that because I'm not like an audio engineer or anything. And the thing is okay, there's a slight digression here. I am connecting the microphone with USB-C. I do not have an XDR. I think it's XDR, like the with an audio interface. I don't have that fancy stuff because I don't. It's not really in the budget right now, considering I'm moving. Not bothering to me, so I didn't mention before. Yeah, I knew that, Jay, because I'd watched some VODs watched some VODs, and I knew that was a problem. If it's a big deal though, I can address it. But I eventually want to get like an audio interface with this microphone because it does have an XDR port that I could plug into an audio interface and then into my computer. But that's like a later thing. because I think that'll get rid of the buzz, maybe. So I think part of it's due to the fact that it's doing the preamp conversion within the microphone itself or something like that, which allows the output to be USB-C. Anyway, I don't know. It's just a side tangent. Fifine also has an interface. Okay, got you. Or Fifine. Yeah, and then okay, so that's cool. I don't know. I might have to. That's probably gonna wait till after I move, though. Honestly, I'll get that stuff sorted. If I eventually monetize this channel, then I'll use all of the little money I make from this channel to reinvest in the channel, or to reinvest into the streams as well. Okay, so let's see. Styling any component. Okay, you can do this. Okay. That's cool. That's what I was wondering. No worries, it's no biggie. Got you. Yeah, no, the crackling that I'm hearing in my headphones, though, is not related to the buzz from this. That's just from, because I've had a pair of headphones do this before. It's the active noise canceling just getting old. Or, like, not as good as it used to be. So, that's a different thing. It sounds kind of like crackling, almost. And it's just in my left ear. But anyway, I digress. It's not a big problem. I might do an ear reveal and put on my AirPods at some point. Okay. Yes, so this is what I was asking before. Is you can have a custom component here, and then you can style that like this. Cool. Chat would love that today. Fair enough. Fair enough. I might do it on the next break. No, where did I put my AirPods? Oh yeah. Okay, I've got my AirPods here, so I'll put them on my desk. Might do a switch up. The only problem is the AirPods die pretty quickly. Oh, you know what I never remembered to do? I didn't remember to play the rain sound. Completely forgot about the rain sound. That's probably why I was hearing the crackling. I completely forgot. I totally blanked on the sound effects. Oops. Not a big deal. I didn't even remember. Okay. Past props, let's see. Style target is a simple element. Okay. Styled components passes through all props. Okay, so you can access okay, so props that are specific to a style component are prefixed with a $. That's good to know. I think, right? And then there's default value. What the hell? Oh, I guess it's just for the input specifically. How do style components work within a component? If you're familiar with importing CSS into components. Okay, so let's see. Because the style component is a combination of the element and the rules. Okay, so you have the styles here, and then import styled from style components. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, it's a suggestion to know it's a style prop, but it doesn't need to be that. So that's like not necessary. All right, you know what? I'm actually going to make the switch now because this is, although actually, you know what? I can't because of the way I've set up my, I'll have to do that off stream. The reason why I can't make the switch to the AirPods today is because I have this stupid multi-output bullshit that I have to do with Streamlabs, and that'll screw up the stream audio. So I'm going to leave it for today. Ear reveal next time. I just remembered. I have this as like a multi-output device. I called my laser ears are what I call these. And the reason for that is because when I first got my first pair of bows. So I had one pair before these in high school that were wired. And back then when you got the Bose app, it would give you a name. And it generated a random name of laser ears. So it stuck. And then when I got these ones like 4 years ago, I named them to laser ears too, because I liked that name. So anyway, I don't know why it generated that, but it did. Anyway, okay. Pseudo elements, pseudo selectors, and nesting. Okay, so you just put an @ sign or an ampersand. Not an @ sign, sorry, an ampersand. And sign. Used for applying broad overrides. Okay, cool. All instances of the component, yes. Double ampersand refers to an instance of the component. This is useful if you're doing conditional styling overrides. Okay. Okay, so I see. So it only applies to a component where this is true as well, maybe. Looks inspired by SCSS, yeah. I wouldn't know, I've never learned SCSS. What is SCSS again? It's like a preprocessor for SAS. It's a preprocessor, right? Or something? Or like it compiles into CSS, right? Something like that. You write it in SCSS and then it compiles into CSS. Yeah, got you. Okay. It's been a minute since I learned about that, but I've never used it. Oh, this is an elite reference right here. Double ampersand alone has a special behavior called a precedence boost. This can be useful if you're dealing with mixed style components in vanilla CSS environment. Okay, yeah, this is kind of like getting a little bit confusing. Global style. Oh, I see. Okay, so you can have like nested. So this is the style. So the style would be red, except it's overwritten inside of its own declaration here. I see. Okay. If you put selectors in without the ampersand, they'll refer to the children of the component. Oh, okay. I see. Attaching it to avoid unnecessary wrappers that just pass some props that are in written. For example, attach static props to an element or pass a third-party prop. Oh, okay. Is this not just a redefinition of size? Well, I guess, okay, so this is the attribute here. I'm still confused by this syntax. Because why wouldn't you just put props.size? Like, why do you need this to be an arrow function? I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it is. Look up class variance authority. It's more common Tailwind approach now. Okay, got you. I will. I'm just going through this the basic style component section. Actually, I'll probably pin this to the. Actually, I'll go to the homepage. Pin that to that. Oh wait, where was the base getting started? There we go. What? Why don't you just use Claude Code? You can read my FAQ here, Arctic. I answer that question. Exactly. in there. Okay. It's actually funny how almost exactly I addressed that question. But anyway, that might be the. I think that's the first "Why don't you use AI, bro?" question this week. But you know, I've gotten it few times in the past. Okay, so yeah, I'm still confused by this. I don't understand why this needs to be an arrow function. Props supplied by adders. Oh, okay, yeah. Animations. Okay, yeah. Same deal. Keyframes are lazily injected. Shared style fragments. Yeah, I don't know React Native. Okay, let's check that out. What was it? What were you saying? Class variance authority. Okay. Not typed today either. It's just the morning. Okay, let's see this. CSS and TS libraries. Fantastic. This isn't helpful. Okay. This might be what we want here. Dev.to. Creating highly customizable and reusable components is essential. That was it? This over here? Or this? This didn't look like an article though. Oh, or is this like the main site? Okay. The first one? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just assumed that there was no, like, I wanted an explanation on what it was, more than just... I guess this is fine. It's the package page. Got you. Okay. You know what? I might read this dev community article though, because it'll probably tell me the same thing. So all right, I'll take. Yeah, I wanted an intro to what it was. But all right, I'll take my next break here. Do I actually paraphrase that exactly? Let me check. I want to see how closely my FAQ matches that question. Why aren't you using it? I just asked Claude, bro. That's what I put in my FAQ. That's pretty funny. Okay. Yo, bro, you're a beginner. From where do I start? Any suggestion? Well, there's multiple places to start. You can start with the Odin Project, which is a free and open source web development curriculum, which is what I use. It starts you right at the basics. There's a link too. I just pasted a link in chat. You can do free code camp, which is another option. You know, you can choose different certifications like responsive web dev. No, I did, Jay. I did last break. I read it. Unless you sent a more recent one, no. But yeah, no, I got you. Anyway, yeah, you can learn from Free Code Camp. This is a good resource. And the best thing with Free Code Camp and Odin Project are they're both free, right? So there's no barrier to entry. You can just start doing things, right? Bro, where am I from? I'm from Canada. If you want to know more about me, you can read my FAQ here. And then I could also do a who am I as well. But yeah, you can do that. There's also some paid programs like Scrimba is paid. Oh, this kind of looks like vibe coded a little bit, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Scrimba is a paid curriculum. There's also many YouTube tutorials. So you can do YouTube tutorials, you know, many things, many, you have many options, my friend. But yeah. Actually, I don't mind the morning streams that much. Like the problem is I have trouble like feeling awake in the mornings, but like once I get going here, like I'm about an hour in, like I'm feeling pretty good, so maybe I got to do these more often. I got to force myself to do this. ajwfoundation.org. Is this a safe? I'm assuming it is. AJW Foundation. Interesting. Simple coming soon page they did for now. Oh, awesome! This is cool. That's really awesome. I love this timer here and the little animation. That's really sick. That's awesome, Jay. So this is like a charity or something, right? I guess it's a charity. Yeah, no, it looks really, really clean. I guess it's just this one page, huh? We can do the mobile view too. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Very cool. Very cool, very clean. I really like how clean the I'm assuming you use that shad CN thing, but it's very clean styling. Yeah. It's very clean. I like it. And I'll probably end up using that a lot because I'm not a huge designer myself. I'm a developer, but I'm not a designer, so I'll probably end up doing that once I learn a little more. So, yeah. No, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. It's great to see what the community does and makes. It's very impressive. Styling is too time consuming. Yeah, exactly. Like there are some. Here's the thing with styling, in my opinion, is like if you're gonna be web design, like it's very hard to be a developer and like a UI UX pro at the same time, right? It takes a lot of time to do UI UX, and I know this because my partner does UI UX. Like she has a degree in it. And that shit is difficult. It's its own sub like discipline in itself, right? So to do both UI UX and development is like crazy. So anyway, I you know, you can work with a designer obviously, but oh, it's wired for transactional emails. Cool. That's awesome. Okay. Let's see. Highly customizable and reusable. I actually might make a little note on this. Class variance authority. And I'll just do a little link. However, managing component styles, variants, and props. Managing styles, components, or styles, variants, props. While CVA is the backbone of Shad CN outside of Tailwind. Got you. No, I'm just making this small little note just so that I have it. type safety is challenging. Okay, yeah. And then what does it say here? Powerful library designed to simplifies, and streamlines component styling. Okay. Type safe props. Whoops. Props and apply variant based styling in an organized manner. Oh, interesting. So it's kind of included like this. Huh. So it's kind of added to the... Oh, and then you just put it inside of like... So you declare CVA here as like Tailwind. And then... This is button variants. Interesting. Yo, Key, how's it going? Okay, yeah. So first argument. I cannot type this morning. Defaults, classes. Second argument, let's different variants. Specify different variants. Cool. Okay, so then you put it as a class name. Ah. Okay. And this is how the typing works here. For button props. Extends React up button HTML. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this is definitely good. So I'll say like usage, and then it'd be something like this. It'd be like TypeScript. It'd be export consts styles or something, and then it'd be like ... and then like first argument, second argument, and then you'd use it like this. You can from 0 to full style guide fast. Is that like within the... Oh, okay, this might be better. Maybe I'll just copy this guy. I think this assumes some... This is for accessibility, right? Okay. What is 11ty? Or is that a... Oh, that's a framework, maybe? I thought that stood for accessibility, but maybe not. Okay, I'm not worried about that. You can go. I can't type either. You can go from 0. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the thing is, as I said, and I was actually thinking a lot about this, is I remeasured my words per minute because I was skeptical of what I said before. But my words per minute is still 90. However, or it's like 85 to 90 depending on the trial. However, that's for a very specific, like monkey type, like just typing very common words. I can get up to 85 or 90 if I'm going full tilt. But I think on average, I'm probably closer to like 60 or 70. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, I might be overestimating it. But no, in an ideal, just typing the 1,000 most common words, I'm probably like 85 to 90. If I'm like locked in only doing that, not distracted, but otherwise, yeah, no, it's not that fast. Okay. And I also have a maladaptive typing strategy. I think I did for a second, Jay, but then I clued in. Don't worry. I was seeing what you were doing there. You were interjecting it into your previous comment, or you were amending your previous comment. Okay, you know what? Let's just go back to this article here. Sorry, I was just on a little digression. So then we'll just do like this is not what we want. Return, then, okay, so then we just return like a div or something, like a div. Oops. But then you can do it like this, class name equals styles, and then props like this, right? And then you declare the props in children class name. Yeah, something like this. Then I'll do the type declaration too. So I'll say export interface. So I'll say props. Thing props. And then extends react.div HTML attributes. And then HTML div element. Variant props and then type of styles. And I'll do the imports here. CVA and then variant from where? From class variance authority. Okay, cool. There's my condensed usage. Might not be perfect, but without writing out all the verbosity here. I don't know if that's a word. CVA makes managing Tailwind CSS components more efficient and type safe. Flexible, well-organized, scalable UI elements. Simplifying the process of adding variants and merging classes. So let's see. Simplifies process of adding variants and merging classes. Cool. Nice. All right, I think that's pretty good for that. Okay. Then we have our utility frameworks, which we already got. Tailwind. Yo, welcome in, Siraj. I remembered your name. If you're still using your friend's account. Good evening. It's actually 11:30 in the morning here where I'm at, but good evening to you as well. Yup, I remember you. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Component libraries, what if everything's already done for you? Styling, behavior, and accessibility taken care of. Names suggest these libraries, yeah. So Material UI, Radix, and Chakra UI. This sounds very interesting. This looks vibe coded. See, that's the thing. Like, I can't tell whether like Doc's site is like legit or not. Cause like this basic like style with like 3 cards in the middle and like the dark mode and then like this whole like there's the little like download section or whatever it is. Like it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it could be real. Like this could have been human developed, but I genuinely don't know. It's a template? Oh, I got you. Okay. I just know a lot of vibe coded stuff looks like this. Shocker looks cool. Radix. Yeah, see, this looks more unique, right? In my opinion. But Radix looks kind of basic. I don't know. That's cool. I actually might make a new folder in here. And then new folder. What do I call it? Component libraries. Then I'll just put some stuff in here. Let's put this up at the top. Like shad in here, icons. Then I'll put material UI in there. Radix. Yeah, I was probably trained on that. Feel more than anything else. Got you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not accusing. I just, this is a very commonly, like, this is like a lot of AI sites make, or sorry, not AI sites. A lot of AI agents make sites that look like this. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Icon component libraries like Lucid React, yes. We strongly recommend that you avoid using CSS frameworks or component libraries instead of one your own. Read CSS modules documentation. The hell is CSS modules? Oh, locally scoped. I see. Okay. Maybe I'll make a note on that. That might be like in advanced HTML though. CSS modules. Oops. Check the stream chat. Post a link to Tailwind CSS blocks from Tailwind. Got you. Appreciate you. Get that in here. Oh, interesting. So there's like a. Sorry, I don't check the Discord unless someone says this, they posted something there. Wait. So is this like? Is this like Tailwind specific component libraries? What is this? Ah. Okay. Right. Okay. But is this like? Does this cost money? I think this costs money, right? I think we discussed this. I think this is how they make their money, isn't it? Yeah. That makes sense. But it's a one-time payment though. That's actually not awful, I guess. $350. Some components are free. Got you. That's cool. I like the lifetime access thing. I like, generally speaking, like lifetime access to things is cool. So that's nice. Anyway, okay. Very cool. All right, so let's see. CSS modules, CSS file where all class names and animation names are scoped locally. Where all class names and animations are locally scoped. Paid for it when it was new, and I believe it was only $100. Dang. Well, I mean, in fairness, in US dollars, it's probably like $350 Canadian. It's probably like $250 American. Let me see. CAD to USD. What's the conversion? So let's see. 349 is 256 USD. Okay, yeah. So it's probably 250 US. Yeah. I did that conversion in my head. It is apparently $1 Canadian is 74 US cents right now. That's actually not bad. It used to be worse. When I was a kid, actually, this is like a little side note. When I was a kid, the US dollar and the Canadian dollar were about equal. So that was cool. But now, like, the Canadian dollar is inflated a little bit. So, you know, kind of sucks because like it's a very Canadian moment when you're like looking to buy something and then you realize that you're on like an American site and you're like, shit, it's gonna cost like 25% more or like whatever, or like 30% more. Yeah. Anyway. US is the opposite. It used to be better, but now it's worse. Yeah. That, well, like what? Like related to like the currency? I think the thing that like, this is like a hot take maybe. I don't know if it's a hot take. But I think getting rid of the gold standard in the 70s like permanently effed over the entire global economy. But that's just my non-informed opinion. But anyway. All right, let's see. All URLs made from module request. Okay, yeah, so let's see. All URLs and imports are module requests format. Okay. Started history. Oh, this started like 10, 11 years ago. Interesting. Just check out this article. Probably has what I need in it. Oh, shut up. Wanted to see how long the article was. CSS module docs describe CSS module locally scoped. It means you can address CSS variables with the same name and different CVA. Yeah, so allows addressing CSS vars with same. Consider the following button in the file. Use this. You can import it into a JavaScript file. Okay, so let's do an example. Styles dot modules dot CSS. Okay. And then like index.js or something. Then you reference it like this. That would be in just HTML, right? What? Like a div or whatever. Or a button, sorry. Class equals styles dot button. Test. Okay. Something like this. Yeah, okay, let's see. Unique class names Allows use of same class names for different components. Simplifying debugging. Okay. Allows you to combine multiple classes through the composes keyboard or keyword. Can combine or sorry. Keyword. Almost typed keyboard. Okay. Then using in React. Usage in React. Same module as above, and then it would just be this. Yo, anime, welcome, welcome. How's it going? And then you would just put that as the class name. Oops. And then it would just be styles.button. Whoops. Like this, right? Nice. I'm going to leave this. Using composition. First modify the button component with the following code. Primary class. SAS with CSS modules. See, okay. CSS modules are cool, but I don't know if I would actually use them if I've got the CVA that we had before, right? Class variance authority. Like, I feel like there's, like, you'd use either this or CSS modules. Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion, but okay. That's fine. That's good enough. CSS versus CSS and JS. This is disgusting. This log rocket site. Yo, howdy, Caro. CSS modules drove you to CVA? Got you. Yeah, I mean, it's good to know about them, right? But it's not, like, necessary, I guess. That's why I kind of just have them in my documentation. Okay, I'm gonna feel he spoke to me. Who's he? Thorough analysis. Let's see what this is. Oh, me? Sorry. I said hello to anime, I think. I just welcomed you in. I didn't know if you were talking about, like, some third person he, like. No, I think I said hello to anime. Pretty sure I did. I might have missed it though. But I didn't see a reply. I was dialed in though, you're right. I was dialed in. Alright, I'm gonna eat this little granola bar here. Skim through the style components. Did we already do this? Yeah, we did. We already did that part. Okay. What kind is it? The brand is Made Good, and it's mixed berry granola. So it's gluten free because I can't have gluten. But yeah, it's mixed berry. It's good stuff. It's kind of like my in-between lunch and, or breakfast and lunch snack, I guess. And then I have a orange pico tea inside of this Contigo thermos. So, yep. That's what I usually... It's either mixed berry or peanut butter. Yeah, I like peanut butter too. Love that. Or like... Yeah, I mean, usually I buy the mixed berry ones because they're usually on sale. I don't know why. They make more of them, I think. I don't know. But it's usually the most common flavor that I see. Or like style. Anyway, it's good stuff. I eat probably one of those a day at least. I mean, they're only like, I think they're only like 100 and some calories. Like, they're not that dense or anything. They're just like nice, just as a little, you know, a little snack. Contigo, yeah. Well, that's just the brand name too. But it might be Spanish. I don't even know. Contigo. Oh, with you. Got you. Nice. In French, that would be avec vous. Or avec tu, depending on if it's singular or plural. Or avez-vous, maybe. Because I think avec turns into ave when you have like avez-vous. Yeah, something like that. That's the French version. Yeah, not as catchy. Fair. Well, I think the Conti Go, having the go at the end, kind of signifies that you could like take it on the go, like subliminally to English speakers. I don't know. Okay. Let's get through this here. CSS versus CSS and JS. I'm just gonna like skim this because like I don't know. I'm kind of not. I don't really care about this CSS and JS nonsense. Traditionally, the browser loads HTML first. Blah blah. Okay. Process causes CSS to block. Fighting the CSS render block. Bro, why are we learning about HTTP 2? Isn't it 3? Or is it... Oh, it's I don't know. I thought we were on 3 at this point. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, now support HTTP 2. Maybe I'm thinking of CSS 3. That could be what I'm thinking of. CSS and JS comes in handy with complex animations when using something like Framer or GSAP. Okay, I got you. I don't know what GSAP is. So it just gives fine-tuned control over like animations and stuff. CSS and JS is nutshell is external layer functionality that allows you to write CSS properties for components through JS. Yeah, that makes sense. Ew, JSS. You have to provide the CSS properties to the selectors using... Dude, here's the thing. Okay, this is the thing with web development, and I mentioned this before, especially front end, is there's too many effing tools. I think you should be able to just choose one and just stick with it. But I guess it's kind of like you have to choose the tool for the job sort of deal, which is kind of, I guess, a good and a bad thing. Because, like, yeah, if you're doing, like, complex animations or something, yeah, like, maybe something like this would come in handy, right? But I don't know. You have to provide the CSS properties. Wait, is this not literally what we just did? What? Wait, is style components the same thing? Oh, it is. Oh. Okay, sorry, I was conflating. Okay, so style components is CSS and JS. Okay. Okay. That was the confusing bit. I thought it was another thing on top of that. Okay, so this is like we already kind of went through this. Didn't we? I think we did. Style components. Yeah. Okay. No scoping and specificity problems, dynamic styling, CSS specificity. It's like a concept. It covers a lot. Okay, I got it. So style components is one implementation of CSS and JS. Okay. I was confused because I thought CSS and JS was like its own thing. Okay, that makes sense. So it just means literally just what it says, like CSS and JS. It's not like its own, like it's not like a name for like some sort of library or some sort of extension. That's what was confusing to me. Okay, that makes sense. CSS and JS does solve the scoping problem, but as we discussed initially, we have much bigger challenges like render blocking. Caching's a big problem, yeah, because then it needs to be reloaded every time. When you're dealing with smaller application for performance is lower priority. Oh yeah, CSS module, blah blah blah. We already did that. Can be cached. Zero learning curve. Cool. All right. To use CSS modules with TypeScript, you have to add module definitions in the index. Okay. But I think this does this for you. I'm pretty sure. Like I think Vite does this for you. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think it does. But I've set the declaration TypeScript files to be hidden in my VS Code specifically. Okay. All right, that's good enough. Thorough analysis. I'm gonna probably just skim this one too. Holy ass. This is gonna ruin the entire styling. This stupid ad in the way here. Yeah, what's the zoom on this? Okay, it's at 100. That's fine. Automatic vendor prefixes, yes. Ooh, Opera's WebKit? I did not know this. Interesting. I never in my life have used Opera as a browser. I use Chrome on my MacBook and then Firefox on anything else. Usually. But I don't know. I don't love Chrome, but I am using it specifically because it has the best development tooling. For the longest time, you thought it was adware. Yeah, it kind of gives that vibe, doesn't it? Opera does give that vibe. Isn't it technically Opera? Is it Oracle? Or am I tripping? Is it Oracle? Oh, it uses Blink. Okay, so it's not. For some reason, I thought it was Oracle. I don't know why. Oh, Telenor. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was Oracle. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's not a secret that CSS and JS is more prevalent within the React ecosystem. That's why someone. Okay. So style components is what we want. I'm kind of just skimming this again because this is like a lot of unnecessary detail. Or it's like, well, it's not unnecessary, but it's like detail that like I'm not gonna use right away. So it's not like a big deal, I guess. Yeah, like we already went through this. Consider CSS being the API of a generic CSS and JS library. Okay. Style applying method. Style component. Defining the styles separately and attaching them to existing components. We use a special API. Yes, we already learned this. CSS prop. Yeah, okay, so this article goes through more CSS and JS stuff. You just looked up stitches. It's no longer being actively maintained. Yeah, well, because this article that they linked is from 2021. So this is a 5-year-old article. So that's like another thing with Odin Project that you have to watch is a lot of the things that it makes you read are out of date. So I don't know if it's just like because Odin Project isn't being maintained or what. Like if we go to the Odin Project repo, let's see. Like when was the last commit for this, right? Like if we go to the curriculum or something. Okay, so it's being maintained still. It's like 16 hours ago. 5,000 contributors. Holy shit. So yeah, there's still things being like if I go to the pull requests, there's still a lot of stuff in here. It's older than 2023. Then you might want to skip it. Yeah. That's fair. That's valid. Styles output. Yeah, I'll just skip that. Cool. Yeah, I don't need to, spend all that time. Okay, so I think we're on to the shopping cart project. Finally. All right. So let's see. You have tools like routers and testing frameworks under your belt, but you still have a long way to go. Yes, thank you. Mock shopping carts. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a new file. Odin shopping. Actually, you know what? I want to make a new Git repo first. I think is the move. Whoops, not Twitch. GitHub. That's not what it is. Repositories. in shopping cart. Simple mock shopping cart made with React for the Odin projects. Cool. And we'll clone this. And then we should have shopping cart there, and then we can open that. Shopping. Oops, no. Good. Then we'll do npm create vite latest. Current directory is not empty. Ignore files and continue. Oh, sorry, React TS. Oops. It's React dash. That was my bad. Okay. Is there a way to create a project that doesn't have this default shit in it? I don't know. Maybe not. It's kind of a pain in the ass every time. Okay, and then we get rid of this guy, and then we get rid of this. I think that's everything I need, right? And then we'll open a new terminal and make an initial commit. We'll make a components folder. Okay, git add. Create React project and get and delete defaults. Okay, that's fine. All right. All right, so this should be good. There's our project. Think about the component and the folder structure. How can you set up your application? Which components or functionalities do you need? It's a good idea to note that down somewhere. Okay, sure. Good idea. Let's put this here. So we could do like a, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this on the other screen for now. And then I'll get another project here. So we'll say shopping carts. So what components do we need? 3 pages. So a home page, shop page. Okay, so requirements. Let's go through requirements first. 3 pages. Home, shop, and cart. Users should be able to navigate between pages with navbar, which will be shown on all pages. Okay, so then our components, we need home, shop cart, right? Those are the main ones we should start with. Let's see. On the shop page, build individual card elements. Or I could even call them like item. Or shop item, even. Display an input field on it, which lets the user manually type how many items they want to buy. Increment and decrement button next to it. Okay, so then inside of this, I need input field for quantity. Title, of course, a title. Title and image. And then what? Add to cart. Button. And then when there are items in the cart page links to the nav bar should indicate how many items. Cart item. Although, yeah, because the cart item is going to be different than the shop item, because the shop item is going to be like actually listed, but the cart item is going to show like what's in your cart. Price? Oh yes, true. Good idea. And these aren't necessarily components. These are just like requirements for things to be within this component here. Okay, so cart item. On the cart page, you should display items. Okay, so let's see. Title, image, price. The increase, decrease, input field for quantity. Min 1. And then like some sort of deletion. Remove from cart button, right? Something like this. All right. Clear out missing in props validation errors. Fetch from fake store API. I don't know what this is. Free RESTful API for developers, ideal for prototyping, testing, or teaching. No backend setup required. Okay, but what are the products? Make sure to test your app thoroughly using React testing library. Set up tests with React testing library. Is that not just a v-test? Just use v-test. Time to deploy it. Need to add a redirects. Okay, so then we can do the deployment stuff later. We'll do Cloudflare, probably. deploy on Cloudflare pages. Okay. And then we'll also probably want to use, should I practice with CVA in this project? Probably. Should probably do that. That might be ideal. Wouldn't hurt, yeah, exactly. Use CVA for styling. And then I can link to that. This. Oops. Class variance authority. Okay. So now we need to install our dependencies, I think. So let's get those dependencies installed. So there's a couple things we need. What do we need here? Requirements, components, and then should put our, well, we'll create those in a second. We need React router DOM. That's the one thing we need. To start a React router. I want to do that. Let me go to my notes here. React router. Create memory router. I think I put it in here, didn't I? React router. Here it is. Let's use, do we use the framework? Framework mode wraps data mode and with a Vite plugin adds full React router experience with type safe. Yeah, we can use the framework. What's going on? You'd have to start over. Oh, would I? Fair enough. All right, then I'll just use the data. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. I forgot that I need to reinitialize the project that way. I'll just use the data for this one. Yes. Okay. So create React router at latest my React router app. Yes. Okay. I got you for that. So I need to install it. Yeah. So I'm just starting on a project to create a mock shopping cart app. Oh wait, the Nightbot didn't update. Hold on. That's not right. Let me go to my description of my stream and get that information up to date. Okay. That should be up to date now. Let's try this again. There we go. All right. I updated the Nightbot. So yeah, we're gonna make a basic shopping cart project. Okay, so I think it's just npm React router, right? Okay. And then we'll get the route set up, and then I would need to put the route provider, and that's in the root. Yo, RoboSword, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Just on our break. I'm gonna do one more Pomo session today. After break, and then I got some stuff I have to do this afternoon. So, yeah, you had school, so you didn't know whether I could see any of the streams. That's okay, RoboSword. It's all good, man. But yeah, no, I'll still be live for another half hour or so. I'm gonna do one more session after this one. This is the end of the 4th Pomo. That's the other thing that I want to do. After I finish the React course, or the React course within the Odin project, I think I'm actually, before I do any front-end mentor stuff, I'm going to make my own Pomodoro app. And it'll be my first non-curriculum project that I do. So I've made the decision. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's gonna be in the works soon. I plan on finishing the Odin project, so I move in 2 weeks, and I'll probably finish this well before that. I'll probably finish this by, depends how long the shopping cart takes to make. It probably won't be that long. I'd anticipate 2 more streams after this one max. But again, who knows? Battleship project was 10 streams, which was what, like 30 hours, 25, 30 hours. So, you know, we'll see. And then finish this up, and then I move in 2 weeks, and then after that, I'll probably start the, or I'll start the Pomo app maybe a little bit before I move. I don't know. We'll see. You also learned how to do fetch with JS with backend, so that's nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Honestly, like, I don't know. I don't mind the morning streams that much. I might force myself to do morning streams more often. They also seem to be a little bit more people like to come around more views on it. Not that that's a big deal, but you know, we're so close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. We're like, I don't know how many away. I haven't checked in a while. Under 50, I think. But if I hit 1,000 before I move, that would be big W. Although, again, it's not a huge problem, huge deal. Okay, so then we would need to go to, yeah, main for that. There's a way to put this data in a separate file too. I think I can probably just like export. Declarative browser router. Declarative mode enables basic routing features like matching URLs, components. Yeah, no, we're gonna do it this way. Okay, so let's do a new file. And then create routes.ts. Export. Can I make the router a constant? Declarative is the worst. Okay, yeah, I figured. Can I make the router a constant? Because I could just like create browser writer or router inside of a separate. There's a way to do that, right? Put it in its own file. Yeah, routes.jsx. Oh, it needs to be a TSX file. Got it. Okay. Import. Okay, so let's do const routes equals. And then we'll do path. And then this needs to be typed though, right? So that would need to be whatever type that is. You plan on it being immutable, then yes. Yeah. I don't plan on it being oops. I don't think we're gonna need anything crazy here. So I think I should just make the default directory, the root directory, be the home. Browser route, got you. Thank you. Or is it browser router? Browser router? Oh, sorry, this is the wrong spot to do the type declaration. What? Browser router features to a value. Oh. Browser route. No. Browser router props. As an array. There we go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Here's just route. I think it's browser router props. No. I don't think that's giving me errors, although maybe not. Browser router. That's a value. Routes. Route object. That's what it is. It's route object. Okay. Sorry. It's route object. Okay. Okay. We're good. And then it was component. Oh yeah, I need to make the components too. That's the other thing I need to do. So we're gonna make the home page. Okay, so home.tsx, and then we're gonna do const home export home. Wait, what's the problem here? Expression expected. Let's do return then. You saved that in your notes, but I could not remember. Oh, I did maybe. Let me see. Let me look at my notes. React router. Do. I don't know if I did. I don't know. I don't see it here. Route element component. Inside links. Yeah, I don't know if I did. I should probably do that. Yeah, I can't find it in my notes. That type, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll just do like h1 home or something like this. I thought you did when you changed element to component. Oh, I typed it as React component. I wrote it like here. I'll show you. I did it here. C'est la vie, exactly. Exactly. Okay. All right, so let's duplicate this guy. Okay, so then home copy 1 is going to be shop. What did I call it? It was home shop. I just want to get the nav working. And then this is going to be renamed to shop. And then this is going to be cart, right? My cart. Okay. All right. So those are our basic thing. Okay. So then we'll do this. We'll do component is home. And then we need an error element too. Include error element or component. Okay. I'll make that later. And then I'll do path shop. And then component is shop. And then path is cart. Nice. Let's do it like this. All right. So now we want to put this guy inside of this. So we don't need the app anymore, I don't think. So we'll do const router equals create browser router from routes. And then we'll put that in here. Router provider as this. Cool. That's almost empty. All right. Okay, so then we got our home, and then we'll do shop, and then what was the other one? Cart. Okay, so that works. However, we want to put the nav bar. We want to make the nav bar be everywhere. So I'm wondering about this. How do I do that? Can I put a nav bar within this router provider? That's the one thing I'm thinking about, because I want the regardless of the route, if it's a valid route, I want to show a nav bar, right? So I'll just do configure React router, basic, configure React router, basic, initial, yeah. Nested route, got you. Or a layout route, or a layout node route. Routing. Ah, I see. I can do it like this. I can do it with children. Nested routes. Dashboard outlet. What's the outlet again? Outlet serves as placeholder for child components that are routed underneath. Ah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's what I have to do then. So let's so I need some sort of like, maybe I could make that the app component. I could make the app like the base, right? So I could do that. So I can do, let's go back to our routes. Right? I think root is the key distinction. Oh, okay. So it shouldn't be called app. It should be called, we should rename this to root. Maybe. Something like this. And then I'll just put like a nav here, like nav would go here, and then we'll put like a outlet here. Outlet. Oops. Then we need to obviously import this, right? Oh yeah, and then this needs to be wrapped in a fragment. I forgot about that. Forgot about that. Import this guy. Cool. And then okay, so then I'll put the root in here. Oops, Jesus Christ. Import this guy. And then we'll do our children in here. Path home, component, home. What's the problem with this? Children, route objects. Comma expected. Here? Oh, no, here. Forgot a comma after this guy. There we go. Okay, we'll do shop. And we'll do art. Oh wait, this doesn't want to be capital. Good. Okay. Send in our main. We've got that. Works fine still. Nav would go here, and then if I do home, then we've got home, and we've got shop, and then cart. Perfect. You do index instead of path for home, right? Oh, could I? Index true. What does that do? What is the index? Oh, it's like the main, so I could do it like this. What is index true? Does that just mean it's the default? Ah, that works. That works. And then, so if I go to like cart, that still works, and then shop still works. So index is like the main, the default row. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I actually might put that as a comment here. Index is pathlet is the root path or something like that. Okay, got you. I'm just gonna put that little comment just for myself. No sub path. Okay. And then so now let's hook up the let's do the nav. So that'd be nav. And then what's the usual like structure for inside of a nav component? I could just add links. But I don't know if that is, and then it'd be two is it just like this? Yeah, okay, it does. Okay. Typically do a header and then nest the nav. Got you. Fair enough. Sorry, I was just worried on. Sorry, whoa. I was just worried about getting this hooked up. Okay, and then there's obviously no styling to this, right? But that's fine. So now, should this be like a UL inside of the nav? Maybe. I should probably do it like that. Oh, don't we want to install Tailwind too? I forgot about installing Tailwind. Is it what's the Tailwind install command? In Tailwind CSS, okay. And then we need to put it in our plugins inside of Vite config. And then import inside of the CSS file. Cool. Pretty sure they have npx tailwind in it. Got you. You might be right. Tailwind CLI. Ah, like this. Oh, but that would mean we need the CLI. Okay. Either way, I think that's fine. Okay, yeah. So now we've got our default. Okay, and then we can do this as like a UL with LIs in it. Oops. I think that's probably like nav styling, nav structure, convention, HTML. I don't know what actually like the main. Yeah. Okay. So it is like a. It is usually UL with LI. Okay. And then these are all LIs here. Like this. Never mind, they removed the init command. Damn. So now these are links, right? So home, shop, my cart. Cool. You did it the best way. Got you. Glad about that. Okay, so then we've got our situation here. So this is like looking a little visually disgusting. So I'm gonna put the link, the LIs on one line here, just so that it's whoops, looks a little nicer. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about styling the second. Although we got the okay, so then we'll say add basic, implement basic nav. So we've got our nav. Now we want to do maybe start out with some basic styling here. So let's go to the docs that I had. Not style components. Where was that? Or was it style component? No. It was what is this again? No, that's not it. What were we doing just now? Oh yeah, the CVA thing. Class variance authority. That's what it was. Okay. Too many terms. Too many terms. Okay, so let's do this. IntelliSense, install the Tailwind CSS IntelliSense. I think this is the right one. And then add this to Settings.json. Okay. Would this just be at the high level? I guess so. Okay. Nice. So let's just get this. Let's get this working. So would this be inside of, like, okay, so when you're styling something for, let's say you're doing like a custom UL for the nav, would you put this inside of the same file as like the root? Like where would you define, I guess you could define it in your own, like do you usually have like a sub, like would you have like a folder like called like CVA or something, and then like export constants definitions like this? Like what's the common practice? Do you use, then you rename components to pages? Okay, got you. Okay, yeah. But then the thing is within pages, then use components for UI. Okay. So I could even make a separate component for this. Okay, yeah. So I could even make a separate, okay. All right, I see. Let's do that then. Let's make a separate nav component. Let's abstract this into its own component. And then I'll make a new file. I'll say nav.tsx. And then we want it to obviously have the we can just return it for now, but we want it to have the default typing of a normal nav, although it doesn't really necessarily matter. I need to import the link. Actually, I can probably just do it like this. This is going to be shorter. I don't need this like this. And then I can import the nav in here. Something like this, right? Are you familiar with TS barrels? No, I am not. But I think this works, right? And then now we can put all of our styles and stuff inside of this nav component. I think that makes sense. But I'm gonna worry about that. Next stream because the timer's up. I'll look up TS barrels right now. Barrel is a way to roll up exports from several modules into a single convenient module. Oh, interesting. Does that still work though? Oh, it doesn't. Why? You make a good point. It does not still work. Indeed. Self-close link tag. Oh, I see. Is that why? Okay. Maybe not. Maybe it needs to be like that. Yeah, okay, it does. Is it wrapping the text? Oh, yeah. I'm stupid. Yeah, I forgot about the text. Forgot about the text. You made a good point. I forgot that the text was inside of the link. For some reason, my brain thought it was in the list item. Because I don't think that would work either. So you're right. Cool. That's fine. Okay, so that does work. Thanks for pointing that out. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Export this from demo index. Oh, I see. Okay. So it just like it consolidates, it exports. Do we need to do this right now though? I don't think so. They both start with LI, yeah. Roll up exports for several modules in a single convenient module. So, but where's the barrel though? Is the barrel its own file? So this is the barrel here. This index.ts is the barrel. Right, I see. Okay. So your imports can be combined based on scope. Got you. The barrel is the index.ts per folder. Ah, okay. Right, because you can have different... okay. Alright, I'll look into this for sure. I'll add this to my... should have like a TypeScript folder, honestly. I already did. Okay. I'm gonna add a TypeScript folder just to make this more organized. So that's TypeScript handbook is in there. And then this barrel stuff. Well. Okay. Nice. Cool. Anyway, I think that's gonna do it for me today. I have some stuff I have to get working on this afternoon. But you know, thanks for joining the stream. If you want to follow along on my journey, I'd really appreciate subscribe. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers, which is really fun and awesome. I'll be live again probably tomorrow, but TBD. Check the Discord if you want updates on when I'm going live or when I plan to go live. So yeah, you can join the Discord. The link's at the top of the description. And we'll continue on with the shopping cart project in the next stream. So I hope to see most of you, if not all of you, there. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.